kept telling my.
What you guys think about the 17-year-old kid that got killed
You said your line is too
last month?
For a pack of Skittles, huh? That's crazy. My main thing is where they do that at, man. Where they kill a 17-year-old kid for some Skittles and don't nobody get charged with nothing. Like, how can you even justify something like that? Not even getting handcuffed, arrested, or none of that. How can you even justify something like that?
There is no justification. None whatsoever. Bottom line, not only is he a flight risk, he's a risk to every community, wherever he's hiding at.
The amazing thing to me, man, is the evidence. I mean, all the 911 calls, the racial slur on the telephone, you know, when he actually called on the kid. You know, the fact that the police told him to remain in his home till we get there. I mean, all the evidence is just right there, man. It's just so blatant, and not one arrest. It's amazing. The South ain't changed, like you were saying, brother. The South hasn't changed.
So I mean, what was the whole initial? I just heard bits and pieces of the story. Like, why did the guy call the cops on the little kid?
Because it was a brother walking through the hood, his hood, with a hoodie on. With a hoodie on.
Wasn't it raining outside?
They said it was raining outside. He said it looked suspicious, but you know what?
Wow.
Young black man walking through a community that I guess he didn't live in. That's supposed to be suspicious.
Wow.
I mean, that was ridiculous. The fact that Obama, you know, got on TV, although I don't think it's his job to try to address that. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things to where, you know, he kind of put a stamp on it.
Right.
He's just like, you know what? If I did have a son, my son would look like this.
Right.
And I think that made people, or might make people in the United States realize that, you know what? It could be anybody.
Right.
I mean, the kid was the wrong color at the wrong time. What? I mean, I even read this transcript of that 911 call you were talking about. The operator told him, do not pursue him. Right. We don't want you to do that. Stay where you're at. Go by the mailboxes or something, and wait for the police. Right. And the fact that this kid comes up dead, and there's witnesses showing that witnesses showing that he's sitting on top of this kid, trying to figure out what he's gonna do.
Well,
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Not only that, when they started to argue, whatever, when he confronted the young man, in one of the 911 calls, you can actually hear him pleading for his life.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
The kid was pleading for his life?
He was pleading for his life.
So he wasn't shot yet?
No, he wasn't shot. Well, evidently he saw the weapon and felt like he was in danger.
Wow.
You know, the kid was even talking to his girlfriend. The girlfriends gave her her description of what actually went on while she was on the phone with him prior to him being shot. I mean, there's just so much evidence, man. And then for you to have the audacity to not even want to send it to the grand jury, it's a
travesty, man.
It is.
It's a great travesty.
It's a great travesty. I agree with you, bro.
And the community was in an outrage when Michael Vick, they found that he was fighting dogs. But the American community as a whole doesn't feel like his life is worth the life of a dog.
Yeah.
Right.
This is what puzzles me about America, white America. They pick and choose what they think is important.
More outrage over a pit bull than this young brother's life.
No one has really come and spoke out that I've seen that's white, like they spoke out against Michael Vick when he was doing these dogs. So what message are we sending out? What are they saying? What are they saying?
I mean, in that instance, they're saying, you know, animals are more important than young black men or black people in general, and that's ridiculous. it's ridiculous how Michael Vick spent that much time in prison. He wasn't fighting dogs himself. He didn't kill a dog himself. This was on his property.
That's what they don't know.
Exactly, and then they put it up to say, okay, he supported all of this. He was funding all of this. He didn't do any of it himself.
'Cause he wasn't there.
Exactly. This man lets people know he's shot this boy. We got transcripts to prove it. For 911 calls, he pursued this kid. At that point, regardless of what the kid did, the kid was defending himself. Not Zimmerman defending himself against the kid. The kid didn't pursue him. The kid didn't follow him to his home or through his hood. The kid's just minding his own business. Didn't have anything close to a weapon in his hand, unless you want to call that iced tea in his hand a weapon. And it's, I mean, it's just ridiculous. But I told my wife, what was this? I think it was Tuesday. I mean, I just had it. And my first response was, if this was my kid, this would probably be a double homicide, and I would be going to jail for the rest of my life because I would be so angry that I would want to take this man's life for taking my son's life.
And I totally agree with you. You know where we would be right now? Arrested for premeditated.
Exactly.
But it's not premeditated if you walk outside with your gun because you see somebody look suspicious because they have a hoodie on. That's not premeditated.
After getting a direct order not to.
Exactly.
You was gave a direct order not to, and you do it anyway.
Exactly.
What kind of gun was it anyway? It was like a shotgun?
It was a con with bullets, bro. It was a con that killed young 17-year-old brothers.
I don't even, you know, now they can't find him because he's had so many death threats. He can't be, you know, but they shouldn't have allowed him to even, they should have put an ankle bracelet on him. They should have put him in jail until the investigation is finished. And that's how they usually do us.
Right.
Yeah, you're held for questioning.
Right.
But they let him go and like it was nothing. And he got a pat on the back. What about the chief of police that took a temporary, he said, I'm going to take a temporary leave resignation. What is a temporary resignation?
Oh, the chief of police in Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, because
They trying to say that FBI is taking over the case and something too. That's why they doing the whole case now. So they trying to say
Yeah, but a temporary, you should be off because you tried to cover up. You should have investigated this thoroughly, did a thorough investigation, but you chose to sweep it under the rug because it's business as usual.
Oh, not good.
It's business as usual.
Yeah.
But not this time.
Right.
Not this time. You know what? Y'all went too far with this.
And that's something that has to concern the community, especially African American community. How many times is this happening, but it's not getting the media attention that this is actually getting? How many times does this happen and they actually get away with it?
They get away with it a lot. For example, the same person that committed this awful murder is the same person that has a record on his police professional life of assaulting fellow officers,
But he's not.
and getting away with it.
He wasn't a police officer, was he?
I don't know if he was a police officer or
He was
security
just a
guard,
neighborhood watch.
I think he has.
He's a neighborhood watch.
Right.
but he has a record of assaulting officers.
He has also a record of
Domestic violence or something to that.
calling in and reporting incidents that haven't occurred.
yeah, 40 attempts.
So basically, he's calling in on a profile.
This guy's crazy.
And if he sees a black man, a young black man that doesn't look like they should be there or around his neighborhood, he's going to make a 911 call, an emergency call. Come on. He's had over 20 911 calls with the same kind of shenanigans. So it seems to me that he was really looking for trouble. So that was really, if you really think about it, this was premeditated. This was already drawn up and thought up in this man's mind because of the loose gun laws in the state of Florida, which are the same gun laws in the state of Arizona.
Right. And then how do you, the investigation, if I'm not mistaken, is not murder, not first degree, which it should be, not second degree, but they are actually investigating him for manslaughter. How the hell is that manslaughter?
Right.
That's first degree murder.
Yeah, they trying to lessen the charge for him.
Exactly.
You know,
That's premeditated. First degree murder.
it's premeditated because he's already thought it up
Right.
over and over
Exactly.
and over again.
And
And it's blatant
blatant.
because of the 2911 call.
And he said something to the effect of, he called him a nigger, then he said something to the effect of, I'm tired of him getting away with this, getting away with things.
Mm.
Like, who are you? You are not the judge.
He called the black dude a nigger on
A
On
coon,
the 911 call.
a coon, something like that too. Yeah.
Yeah, the coon.
Coon, nigga.
Coon.
What?
Yeah, coon.
Wow.
You can hear it, but they'll bleep it out. But that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
And they didn't arrest him?
You know, I got the.
They said, good job. Good job. Job well
That's
done.
exactly what they say.
That's what they say because that's what they used to doing.
And then you see the kid, man. He looks innocent. Like he don't look 17, man.
He don't even look like a 17-year-old kid. He looked
Why
like
can't
he
this
was
dude
a
is big?
baby.
This dude is big. How he can't throw you? What he gonna throw you with?
What he gonna do? Throw Skittles at you? Throw the iced tea at you? Come on, man. You know what? The devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. That was none but the devil himself from the pits of hell. And I rebuke all those folks that agree with him. An open rebuke on your trifling tales.
Amen.
Have you guys seen any popular Republicans come out?
No.
Is that not amazing in
Good
itself?
point. Good point.
Not one popular Republican has come out and spoken against this actual accident.
Because it's business as usual.
So I guess this supports the slogan, taking our country back, which is code for rolling us back to the 30s and the 40s, where you actually suppress a group of people, particularly African Americans.
It's worse. I think it's worse. You know why? Racism is worse today than it's ever been. I mean, I don't think we haven't got beat on our backs, or in no. I mean, not in that part, not in that particular. I'm not saying worse than that particular. We got beat. We got drugged. We still
Well,
get drugged.
because it was blatant back then.
Blatant.
It was blatant.
At least we
right
knew.
now, it's inadvertently like it's racism, but it's more slick. It's more in a slicker way.
So
you know
it's-
what I mean?
it's terrible.
It's more justified.
It's-
Racism now, they try to justify it in different
man.
ways. It's different. It's almost like if you black, man, and if you not know, automatically, man, if you not nobody famous, no sports, you know what I mean? You don't play sports, or you're not on TV and all that. Like you really ain't no good, especially for a black male. You really ain't no good. You know what I mean?
You ain't no good.
No, you ain't no good to them.
You know, if you got money and you playing ball, you praised.
Right.
You know, and you're looked up to.
Right.
You know, but if that same guy didn't have money, didn't play ball,
Right.
then all you would be was another nigga with a tail.
That's all, man. When I go around white people or whatever, I like to work out, so I'm fit. But automatically they stereotype me. Do you play ball? Are you a ball player? Who do you play for? Why I just can't be somebody that just like to work out? And if I see a white person and he physically fit, the first thing coming to my mind, oh, he must play ball. I don't think about that. But why you stereotype me like that? Who do you play for? You know what I mean? That's the first thing I get. Who do you play for? Like, come on now. Like, who do you want me to play for? Who do you think I play for? That's what I'm saying.
You should have told him you played for Jesus. I play for Jesus. I'm his linebacker.
Real talk. Talk.
I'm number 33.
And it's
Yes,
just,
sir.
it's just you stereotype with them. If you roll up and you know what I mean, you got a nice car or whatever, the first thing they want to know, what do you do for a living? Now you all up in, you don't even know me, but now you all up in my personal life like that.
Because
what do you do for a living?
Because you're accepted because of your things, car, not because of who you are.
Right.
You're accepted because of the things that people think you have. You know.
But that would never change.
Yeah, that's
Ever.
But it's bad because it's so hidden now. We don't know where it's coming from.
It's slick.
At least when they was whooping our ass, we knew when we was gonna get that ass whooping. We knew who it was coming from.
Yeah.
But now that ass whooping is invisible. It's invisible. We getting invisible ass whoopings.
Right.
Thank you.
Which is evident,
And getting killed.
and it's real evident in the judicial system.
Oh, mercy.
Look at this disparity in these sentences, man.
Man,
It's amazing.
That's why Obama came in and redone the crack law, because they was hanging all them brothers for crack, and come to find out, crack cocaine and powder cocaine is the same thing. You just mixing crack with baking soda. But they said when you was mixing it with baking soda, you was making it stronger. So you giving these brothers all day in a lifetime, because they getting caught with a couple of grams of crack, but the white boy get caught with a couple of grams of cocaine. He get a year or two and get right back out.
And he get ankle bracelet.
You get probation.
See,
Yeah,
brothers
yeah.
wasn't thinking it was stronger. We just so used to stretching meals and stretching everything in life that we gonna stretch crack.
Right.
Well, I mean, some cocaine,
Right.
because that's black people been stretching things since the beginning of time. It's in our DNA, but we gonna get punished because we stretching and making our dollar go a little bit further.
Right.
You need to do your job, city manager. If you don't do your job, the council will have your job, because that's how it works. So, city manager, you know who I'm talking to you. Do your job. Get this handled. Get that dude off the force. He shouldn't be a chief, because you can't. The chiefs don't do that. Chiefs don't cover up, or is it business as usual? Is it business as usual? We'll find out. We'll find out. And this ain't the last time you heard from us.
That's right.
Because we're going to be on it every week. We're going to be